Welcome to the Compressed Library, the place where books breathe life, where powerful words, groundbreaking ideas, and world-shifting wisdom are condensed into transformative audiobook journeys. If you're here, it means you crave growth. You seek clarity. You want change. And most of all, you're ready to become better than you were yesterday. Today, we begin a journey with one of the most celebrated books in personal development, Atomic Habits by James Clear. But let me ask you something first. Have you ever tried to change your life overnight? Maybe you promised yourself you'd wake up early, start exercising, quit junk food, or finally build that dream routine. But within days, old habits crept back in. You blamed your lack of motivation. You felt weak. You thought, maybe change just isn't for me. You're not alone. And that's exactly where Atomic Habits enters with a groundbreaking truth. Real change doesn't come from huge leaps. It comes from tiny steps, small wins, 1% improvements repeated every single day. James Clear calls these atomic habits, tiny routines that compound into massive results. Let me tell you a story. There was once a British cycling team that hadn't won a major championship in over a century. They were considered a disgrace in the world of competitive sports. Then a coach named Dave Brailsford stepped in. His philosophy? The aggregation of marginal gains. He improved the bike seats by 1%. He adjusted the sleeping conditions. He even taught the team how to wash their hands better to avoid getting sick. Tiny improvements, nothing dramatic, but within 5 years, the team dominated the Olympics, won Tour de France titles. They became legends. That is the power of small habits. That is what this book teaches. And that is what this audiobook will help you understand. Throughout this journey, we'll break down Atomic Habits into 6 powerful parts. We'll explore real-life stories, hard-hitting truths, and transformative techniques. And after each section, I'll invite you to keep listening, because each chapter builds on the next. So plug in, take a breath, and let's begin Part 1, The Fundamentals.
Part 1, The Fundamentals. Chapter 1, The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. Let's begin with a quiet realization. Imagine you're boarding a plane in Los Angeles, bound for New York. Everything seems normal, but the pilot adjusts the nose of the aircraft by just 3.5 degrees. You wouldn't even notice. The passengers wouldn't feel a thing. But by the time you land, you're not in New York. You're in Washington, D.C. That's the power of small, almost invisible shifts. A tiny change, repeated over time, can take you to a completely different destination. James Clear calls this the compound effect of habits. Like compound interest in a savings account, the return on good habits grows exponentially. One small change today won't transform you overnight, but in a year, 5 years, you become someone unrecognizably better. Let me bring you into a more personal story. There's a guy named Trevor. Regular guy, worked a desk job, hated his health but couldn't stick to a fitness routine. Every January, he'd join a gym. Every February, he would quit. Sound familiar? One day, Trevor made a different kind of resolution. Not to get fit, but to be the kind of person who never misses a workout. His only rule: show up at the gym for 2 minutes a day. That's it. The first week, he just stretched. The second, he did light cardio. By the third month, the gym was his second home. Fast forward a year, Trevor had lost 40 pounds, improved his diet, and, more importantly, completely shifted how he saw himself. You see, the goal is not to read a book, but to become a reader. Not to run a marathon, but to become a runner. This chapter isn't just theory. It's the root system of lasting change. As James Clear says, habits are not about having something. They're about becoming someone. And if you feel like you failed before, good, because this time you'll do it differently. You'll do it atomically. Now take a breath and let's keep this momentum. In the next chapter, we'll explore how your habits shape your identity and how that identity reshapes your habits. You won't want to miss it. Chapter 2: How your habits shape your identity and vice versa. Let's dive deeper into something that will change the way you think about yourself forever. Most people start with goals. I want to lose weight. I want to write a book. I want to be rich. But James Clear challenges us to flip the script. Don't start with the outcome. Start with the identity. Quote, "The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner." Unquote. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man trying to quit smoking. Every time someone offered him a cigarette, he'd reply, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." Sounds good, right? But compare that to another man who, when offered a cigarette, said, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." That second man wasn't just rejecting the cigarette. He was rejecting the identity of being a smoker. Big difference. Because every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. Let's go back to Trevor from chapter 1. He didn't say, "I want to lose weight." He decided, "I'm the kind of person who never misses a workout." One identity-based habit at a time, his new self-image formed and became real. So think about this. Who do you want to become? Do you want to be a healthy person? Then every time you eat a salad or go for a walk, you're casting a vote for that identity. You want to be a writer. Every time you sit down to write, even just one paragraph, you're becoming one. This isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. You're not faking it, you're building it. Here's the beautiful truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And your strongest system is your identity. So I invite you to reflect, not on what you want to achieve, but who you want to become. The next time you're tempted to skip a habit, ask, is this like me? Because you're not just doing something, you're becoming someone. And that's where true change begins. Take a moment. Let that sink in. Because in the next chapter, we uncover the actual blueprint for building any habit you want in just 4 steps. Stay with me. This is where the transformation accelerates.
Chapter 3: How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. Let's talk strategy. You've understood the power of small changes. You've grasped the connection between identity and action. Now it's time to build. James Clear introduces the 4-step pattern that every habit follows: cue, craving, response, and reward. This is the habit loop, and once you see it, you can redesign any habit from start to finish. Let me paint a picture. You walk into a dark room. That's the cue. You crave light. That's the craving. You flip the switch. That's the response. The room lights up. That's the reward. It's that fast, that automatic, and it's happening in your brain all day long. But how can you use this loop to intentionally build better habits? Clear offers a brilliant solution: the 4 laws of behavior change. Law 1: make it obvious. Want to drink more water? Place a bottle on your desk where you'll see it all day. Law 2: make it attractive. Bundle a habit you need with one you enjoy. Listen to your favorite podcast while working out. Law 3: make it easy. Lower the entry barrier. Want to read more? Just aim to read 1 page a day. Law 4: make it satisfying. Use immediate rewards. Track your progress. Celebrate the small wins.
Let's bring it back to Trevor. Remember him? When he made working out easy, just 2 minutes a day, it became doable, obvious. He built momentum. He didn't wait for motivation. He made his habit system do the heavy lifting. The real win isn't doing the perfect workout. It's showing up. And once you learn how to design your habits using this 4-step method, you can engineer transformation. So, pause for a second. Think about one habit you want to build. Now ask, how can I make it obvious? How can I make it attractive? How can I make it easy? How can I make it satisfying? Because when you master these 4 laws, you don't just build better habits, you build a better life. Next up, we'll flip the script. How do you break bad habits? The answer might surprise you. Don't go anywhere.
Chapter 4. The Man Who Didn't Look Right. Breaking Bad Habits. Bad habits. They sneak in like shadows, quiet, unnoticed, until one day, you're trapped in a life you never intended to build. James Clear tells a chilling story about a woman who walked into a hospital. Something about her seemed off. Her posture, her breathing. The staff couldn't pinpoint what was wrong, but one nurse said, she just didn't look right. That instinct saved her life. Her body had fallen into a silent crisis, but it was a pattern, a subtle signal that triggered action. In the same way, our bad habits leave patterns. If we learn to spot them, we can change them. So how do we reverse the 4 laws of habit formation? Law 1. Make it invisible. Out of sight, out of mind. If you're trying to eat less junk food, don't buy it. Don't store it. Remove the cue completely. Law 2. Make it unattractive. Reframe the craving. Instead of, I deserve a smoke, think, this is stealing my energy and killing my future. Law 3. Make it difficult. Add friction. Log out of social media. Delete the app. Block the website. Increase the steps between you and the habit. Law 4. Make it unsatisfying. Create accountability. Share your habit-breaking goal with a friend, or better, create a consequence. Let me give you a story. Emma was addicted to scrolling TikTok for hours each night. She knew it wrecked her sleep, but she couldn't stop. So she made a rule. Every time she stayed on TikTok past 10 p.m., she'd pay her roommate 500 rupees. The first week, she lost 1,500 rupees. The second week, 0. Why? Because pain is a powerful motivator. It wasn't the money, it was the accountability. When we attach real-world stakes to bad habits, we suddenly start paying attention. The key isn't just to stop the behavior, it's to disrupt the loop, break the chain, change the cue, the craving, the response, or the reward. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about becoming aware. Catch the habit in motion, interrupt it. And don't beat yourself up. Every time you break the cycle, even once, you regain control. You're not a victim of your habits, you're their creator. So take a deep breath. You're doing the work. Next, we step into the psychology of motivation. How do you stay consistent even when you don't feel like it? Stay tuned. Chapter 5. The Best Way to Start a New Habit. You're ready to build a new habit. You're motivated. You've picked the behavior. Maybe it's meditation, maybe journaling, or a daily walk. But there's a silent killer waiting in the background. Ambiguity. Let me explain. Most people say things like, I'm going to start working out. I'll try to eat healthier. I need to read more. Sounds nice, right? But here's the truth. Vague intentions lead to vague results. Let me tell you about a powerful study.
Researchers in Britain divided people into 3 groups. The first group was asked to track how often they exercised. The second group was told to track it and was given motivational speeches about the benefits of exercise. The third group, they were asked to do just one thing: write down exactly when and where they would work out. No pep talks, no inspiration, just a simple, clear plan. The results? In the first and 2 groups, 35% of people followed through. But in the third group, 91% stuck with the habit. That's the power of what James Clear calls implementation intentions. Instead of saying, "I'll start running," say, "I will run for 20 minutes at 6 a.m. in the park right after I drink my morning coffee." It's like writing a contract with yourself. Your brain doesn't have to guess, it just executes. But there's more. Want to make this even easier? Use what Clear calls a habit stack. Here's the formula. After current habit, I will new habit. Let's say you already brush your teeth every morning. Now you want to start journaling. Stack it. After I brush my teeth, I will write 1 sentence in my journal. Or maybe after I pour my morning coffee, I will read 1 page of a book. These simple links turn routines into rituals. Here's a story. Meet Priya. She always struggled to meditate. She'd download apps, watch YouTube videos, but nothing stuck until she used habit stacking. She said, "After I place my teacup in the sink each morning, I'll sit down on my cushion for 2 minutes of meditation. No pressure, no 30-minute sessions, just 2 minutes. That's it." Within a few weeks, it became automatic. Now it's 15 minutes a day, and the habit is so ingrained, missing it feels strange. Here's the lesson. Don't rely on willpower. Rely on design. By anchoring your new habit to an old one, you bypass decision fatigue and eliminate friction. So right now, I invite you to do this. Think of a habit you already have. Something small, something daily. Brushing your teeth, making coffee, locking your door. Now stack your new habit onto it. Make it short, make it specific, make it doable. Because the best way to start a new habit isn't by overthinking or overplanning. It's by linking, stacking, anchoring, acting. And from that first step, momentum is born. In the next chapter, we're diving into the biggest obstacle you'll face: staying consistent. What if I told you the secret isn't motivation, but never missing twice? Stick with me. The game is about to change.
Chapter 6. Motivation is overrated. Environment often matters more. Let's face it, we've all said it. I just need to get motivated. But what if the truth is this? Motivation is unreliable. Let me tell you a story. There's a soldier named Carl, stationed overseas. Every day he risked his life. But when he came back home, he couldn't quit smoking. Not because he didn't want to, but because his environment pulled him back in. When Carl was at war, he had a strict routine. No smoking zones, limited access, constant movement. But back home, lighters on the kitchen counter, friends who smoked, stress everywhere. And so the habit came back, not because Carl lacked willpower, but because his environment made relapse easy. That's what this chapter is about. James Clear reveals a powerful truth. It's not about having more motivation, it's about designing better environments. Here's the principle. Environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. We are creatures of our surroundings. Want to eat better? Fill your fridge with fruits. Put cookies out of sight. Want to work out more? Keep your gym clothes by the bed. Put your shoes near the door. Want to study more? Clear your desk. Put your phone in another room. Because when a habit is obvious and convenient, it becomes almost automatic. Let's go deeper. James talks about context cues. These are the signals in your environment that trigger habits. You walk into the kitchen and see a coffee mug. That's your cue. You sit on the couch and reach for the remote. That's your cue. But you can reprogram your environment to cue better habits. Clear gives us a practical tool: habit stacking plus environment design. Here's how it works. After I, current habit, I will, new habit. After I brush my teeth, I will journal for 1 minute. After I pour my coffee, I will meditate for 30 seconds. Then, optimize your space. If you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow. If you want to eat healthy, prep meals ahead of time and make them visible. Trevor, our gym hero, used this too. He didn't rely on motivation to go to the gym. He placed his workout clothes right next to his alarm. The decision was already made before he woke up. Let me be blunt. If you're struggling with a habit, don't blame yourself. Blame your space. Design makes discipline easier. You don't need to force willpower when the path is clear, when the friction is low, and when your environment wants you to succeed. So here's your challenge. Look around. Audit your space. Ask, what does my environment encourage? What does it discourage? How can I make good habits obvious, easy, and satisfying? Because when you master your environment, motivation becomes irrelevant. And you, my friend, become unstoppable. Now that we've shifted your space, it's time to talk about the real secret to sticking with habits long term. That's next. Don't miss Chapter 7.
Chapter 7: The Secret to Self-Control. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood in front of an open fridge staring at a chocolate cake, whispering to yourself, "Don't do it, don't do it," but then you did it? And afterward, you beat yourself up. Why don't I have more self-control? James Clear has an answer. It's not that you're weak. It's not that you lack discipline. It's that you're human, and your environment is overpowering your will. The real secret to self-control is avoid temptation before it even begins. Let's go back in time. In the 1970s, a group of US soldiers were stationed in Vietnam. A shocking number, over 20%, were addicted to heroin. But here's what blew researchers away. When they returned home, 9 out of 10 quit almost immediately. No rehab, no interventions, just stopped. How? Because they changed their environment. Back home, there were no triggers, no bunkmates using, no bunkers, no stressors, no cues. The context changed and the cravings disappeared. That's the power of avoiding the cue altogether. Here's the myth James Clear debunks. Self-control is not about white-knuckling your way through temptation. It's about designing a life where temptation has fewer doorways. Let's go back to Trevor, the man who turned 2-minute workouts into a lifestyle. Trevor loved junk food, chips, cookies, soda, and no matter how hard he tried to resist, the cravings always won, until he changed his strategy. He stopped buying junk food. He changed his grocery list. He unsubscribed from food delivery apps. He removed the queue. And just like that, he didn't have to fight cravings because there was nothing to crave in arm's reach. You see, the best way to win a fight is not to enter one. James Clear puts it simply. Disciplined people are not more disciplined. They're better at structuring their lives so they are exposed to fewer temptations. They don't keep distractions within reach. They don't test their willpower every day. They set up guardrails in advance. So here's your challenge. Don't just build good habits. Eliminate the triggers of bad ones. Want to stop scrolling? Remove social media apps from your home screen. Want to quit late-night snacking? Don't bring snacks into the house. Want to write more? Block distracting websites and create a focused writing zone. The fewer decisions you have to make, the stronger your habits will be. And remember, self-control is not your weapon. Your environment is your shield. Let this chapter empower you. You're not weak, you're simply operating in a system that wasn't designed for your success yet. But now you have the knowledge, now you have the tools. And next, we move from breaking bad habits to making good habits inevitable. That's where we're heading in Chapter 8. Don't miss it.
Chapter 8: How to make a habit obvious in your environment. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And at the heart of those systems, your environment. Want to change your habits? Start by changing what surrounds you. Let me tell you about Sarah. She wanted to read more, but Netflix always won. So she did one thing: moved the TV remote into a drawer and placed a book on her pillow every morning before leaving for work. That simple shift led to 40+ books read in a year. Why? Because your environment cues your behavior, and habits thrive on obvious cues. James Clear calls this the visibility principle. You don't need more discipline. You need fewer obstacles. Want to drink more water? Put a bottle on your desk. Want to stretch more? Leave the yoga mat unrolled. Want to practice guitar? Keep it on a stand, not in the case. The easier a habit is to start, the more likely you are to do it. So here's your quick habit hack. Cue it visually. Make it obvious. Put it where you'll see it. Trevor, our fitness guy, didn't just hope to hit the gym. He placed his shoes and workout clothes at the foot of his bed. The cue hit him before the snooze button did. Because in the battle between intention and environment wins every time. So ask yourself, what do I see when I walk into my room? Is my space pushing me forward or pulling me back? Redesign your surroundings. Let your space do the heavy lifting. Because when habits are obvious, action becomes automatic.
Chapter 9: The best way to start a new habit. Let's begin with a simple truth. You don't need more willpower. You need a better start line. Let me tell you about Adam. Adam had been trying to start journaling for years. He bought fancy notebooks, downloaded apps, watched productivity gurus, but nothing stuck. Until one day, he heard something that changed everything. Make it so easy, it's almost impossible to fail. So he tried something new. Instead of writing a full journal entry, Adam committed to just one sentence per night. Just one. No rules, no pressure. The first night, he wrote, "Tired today. Didn't feel like writing." That was it. But he showed up. The second night, a bit more. After a week, he looked forward to it. It became a ritual. 6 months later, he had an entire journal full of memories, insights, and reflections, all because he made the habit easy to start. This is the power of implementation intention and habit stacking. James Clear says, many people think they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity. So, what's the solution? It's this: I will behavior at time in location. Want to build a reading habit? I will read one page at 8 p.m. in my bedroom. Want to start meditating?
I will meditate for 2 minutes after I make my coffee. This is habit stacking, pairing a new habit with an existing one. After I brush my teeth, I'll stretch for 30 seconds. After I close my laptop, I'll write down one thing I'm grateful for. These cues create momentum. They turn vague intentions into precise rituals. Why does it work? Because habits aren't just built on discipline, they're built on consistency. And consistency starts with a clear plan. Back to Adam. His single-sentence journal entry wasn't powerful because of what he wrote. It was powerful because it rewired his identity. He became someone who writes every day. So today, don't aim for perfect. Aim for present. Don't try to build a mountain. Place a brick. 1 page, 1 rep, 1 line. Because showing up is the habit, and the habit is the win. Take a moment to reflect. What's one habit you want to start? Now write this. I will, new habit, at specific time, in specific place. And when you're done, come back because in Chapter 10, we'll explore the truth about making habits attractive. That's the fuel that keeps it going. Let's keep building. 1 chapter, 1 habit, 1% better every day.
Chapter 10: How to Make a Habit Irresistible. Let me tell you about Mia. Mia wanted to start a morning run routine. She tried several times, but the bed always won. Until she discovered a simple trick: temptation bundling. She loved a certain podcast, true crime, riveting storytelling, addictive plots. So she made a rule: she could only listen to it while running. That changed everything. Suddenly, the run wasn't a chore, it was a treat. Her brain started craving the story, which meant craving the run. Because when you pair something you want with something you should do, it changes how your mind perceives the task. This is the power of the second law of behavior change. Make it attractive. James Clear explains that the more attractive a habit is, the more likely it will stick. Why? Because our brains are wired for reward and anticipation. Dopamine doesn't just get released when we receive a reward, it spikes when we anticipate it. That's the trick. So here's the key: bundle your habits with pleasure. Want to read more? Make your reading nook cozy, light a candle, pour your favorite tea. Want to work out? Create a fire playlist you only listen to at the gym. Even social connection works. Join a group where your desired habit is the norm. Mia didn't just build a running habit, she rewired her craving loop. The habit became the gateway to something she loved, and that made all the difference. So ask yourself, what's something you enjoy that you can pair with a habit you need? Design your craving. Build your reward. Because when you make it attractive, discipline becomes desire. Up next, in Chapter 11, we'll uncover the art of making habits easy. Because even the most attractive habit can fail if it's too hard to begin. Let's make progress simple together.
Chapter 11. Walk slowly, but never backward. Let me introduce you to Daniel. Daniel wanted to get fit. He bought new gym shoes, made a playlist, wrote goals, but he never made it past week 2. Why? Because he made it too hard. He tried to go from 0 to 60, 45-minute workouts, strict routines, no rest days. It was overwhelming. Then one day, he tried something different. He committed to just 5 minutes of stretching and 10 squats every day. That's it. It didn't feel like much at first, but those 5 minutes became 10, then 20, then real gym sessions. Because what matters most in the beginning isn't how much you do, it's how often you show up. James Clear teaches us that success comes from reducing friction. If it's easy, it gets done. So here's how to make habits easy. Reduce steps. Put your workout clothes where you can see them. Prep your meals on Sunday. Use the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Want to start reading? Just open the book. Want to write daily? Just open your notebook. Don't aim to finish, aim to start. Because every great journey began with someone showing up, even when it felt small. Daniel's real win wasn't in his six-pack. It was in the identity he built. He became the kind of person who moves every day. So today, don't chase massive change, chase momentum. Walk slowly, but never backward. Because a small step forward is still forward. In Chapter 12, we'll explore one of the most overlooked secrets to success: how to make habits satisfying. Because what feels good gets repeated. Let's keep the momentum going. You've got this.
Chapter 12: The Cardinal Rule of Behavior Change. Let's begin with a truth that's often overlooked. We repeat what feels good. That's the cardinal rule of behavior change. Now imagine this. You're teaching a child to ride a bicycle. After a dozen shaky attempts, they finally balance, just for a moment. You cheer. Their face lights up. That feeling, the thrill, the validation, the reward, is what makes them get back on the bike again. That's how all habits work. The more satisfying they feel, the more your brain wants to repeat them. But here's the problem for adults. Most of the results that matter, like getting fit, writing a book, saving money, are delayed. You won't feel those wins instantly. And that's why so many good habits die young. So, what's the fix? James Clear offers us this golden insight. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah wanted to build a habit of saving money. But every time she transferred money into her savings, it felt boring. No spark, no dopamine hit. So, she created her own reward system. Every time she saved 500 rupees, she dropped a colorful marble in a glass jar on her desk. Over time, the jar filled up, catching sunlight, sparkling like her progress. She even treated herself to a small latte after hitting weekly targets. Silly, maybe, but powerful? Absolutely. That jar became a symbol of success, a visible, satisfying reward right now, not later. And it made the habit stick. Here's how you can apply this today. Use a habit tracker. Crossing off the day on a calendar gives your brain a shot of achievement. Give yourself visual proof of progress. Charts, stickers, tally marks, whatever works. Create celebration rituals. After meditating, say out loud, "I'm proud of myself." Small affirmations build identity. Even tiny cues of satisfaction tell your brain, "Yes, this matters. Let's do it again." Now, a quick warning. Don't confuse satisfaction with indulgence. Reward doesn't mean cheat days or shopping splurges. It means reinforcing your identity. It means giving yourself a reason to feel proud now, not just someday. Sarah didn't save money for the marbles. She saved because she became someone who honors her future self. That's the real win. So here's your challenge. Whatever habit you're building, ask yourself this: how can I make it feel good right now? Design your own reward. Track your wins.
Celebrate your efforts, because what gets rewarded gets repeated, and what gets repeated changes your life. In Chapter 13, we'll flip the coin and look at bad habits, why they're so sticky, and how to make them lose their grip on you. If you've ever struggled to break a bad habit, trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's keep going. You're closer than you think.
Chapter 13. How to break a bad habit. Let's begin with a question that cuts deep. Why is it so easy to pick up bad habits and so hard to let them go? James Clear explains it simply. Bad habits are immediately rewarding while the consequences are delayed. Think about it. Scrolling social media gives you a dopamine hit now. Eating that chocolate bar feels good now. Skipping the workout saves energy now. The pain, that comes later, in energy crashes, guilt, lost time and regret. So how do we break this cycle? Let me tell you about Akash. Akash had a habit of checking his phone every 5 minutes. He didn't even realize it. It started with boredom and turned into reflex. One day, his niece, just 5 years old, looked at him and said, "Why do you love your phone more than me?" That hit hard. He knew something had to change, but willpower wasn't enough. So he used James Clear's technique. Make the habit unattractive, invisible, difficult, and unsatisfying. Here's what he did. Unattractive, he wrote a list of what his phone addiction was costing him. Real moments, focus, self-respect. He reread it every morning. Invisible, he moved all distracting apps into a folder called Time Waste and placed it on the last screen, out of sight. Difficult, he logged out of apps after every use. Now opening Instagram required extra steps. That friction was powerful. Unsatisfying, he made a rule that every time he checked his phone for no reason, he had to donate ₹100 to a political party he hated. The pain was immediate and real. Within 3 weeks, Akash reduced his screen time by 60%, not through force, but by changing the environment and making the habit less appealing. James Clear calls this inversion of the laws. Make it invisible, remove cues, make it unattractive, highlight the cost. Make it difficult, add friction. Make it unsatisfying, attach a consequence. You see, willpower is like a battery. It drains, but systems, they sustain. So here's your takeaway. If you want to break a bad habit, don't just try to resist it. Redesign your world so you don't even encounter it. Replace the path of least resistance with a path of deliberate design. In Chapter 14, we'll dive into one of the most powerful ideas in the book: how to make a habit stick for life. Because starting is hard, but staying consistent, that's the real game changer. Stick around, the transformation is just beginning.
Chapter 14. How to make a habit stick for life. Let me tell you a story about Rajat. He had started and stopped journaling at least 10 times in his life. Each time, he bought a fresh new notebook, wrote for 3 days, and quit. Again and again. Until one day, he tried something different. He wrote just 1 sentence a day. That's it. No pressure, no fluff, no perfectionism. Months later, he had filled an entire notebook, not because of motivation, not because of discipline, but because of consistency. That's the secret. The real goal is not to run a marathon, it's to become a runner. James Clear emphasizes this. The greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. We want novelty, we want excitement, but the masters, they fall in love with the process. Rajat didn't journal because it was thrilling. He did it because he became someone who never missed twice. Don't break the chain, Clear says. Missing once is a mistake.
Missing twice is the start of a new habit, the one you don't want. So how do you make a habit stick? Here are 3 powerful tactics. Never miss twice. Forgive yourself when you slip, but don't let it become a pattern. Track your habits. Use a calendar, app, or journal. Seeing progress builds momentum. Create a ritual. Tie your habit to a time, place, or trigger. For Rajat, it was brushing his teeth. Right after that, he picked up his journal every time. But here's the real emotional truth. Consistency is not sexy. It's not loud. It doesn't go viral. But it works. Like the sculptor chiseling away one tap at a time, your habits are shaping you, even when no one's watching. So here's the real takeaway. Fall in love with showing up. Honor the process more than the outcome. And when it gets boring, keep going. Because greatness isn't created in a burst of energy. It's forged in quiet repetition. In Chapter 15, we'll explore one of the most interesting concepts, why the brain craves rewards and how to make habits irresistible. You've made it this far. Don't stop now. Let's keep evolving. Let's continue this transformation together.
Chapter 15: The Truth About Immediate Rewards. Let's talk about something your brain absolutely loves: rewards. Here's a quick story. Sneha, a young software developer, wanted to build a reading habit. She'd tried multiple times before, bought books, made goals, but never stuck with it. One day, she tried something new. After every 10 pages she read, she gave herself a small reward, like a piece of dark chocolate or 10 minutes of her favorite music. Simple, small pleasures. And suddenly, it worked. Why? Because the brain responds to immediate rewards. According to James Clear, habits become easier to repeat when they feel good now, not later. We are biologically wired to chase short-term satisfaction, even if we consciously know the long-term benefits. This is why brushing your teeth feels easier than meditating. Your mouth feels fresh immediately. The reward is instant. So how do you use this? James Clear introduces the 4th law of behavior change. Make it satisfying. The more satisfying a habit, the more likely it will stick. Here are some quick strategies. Use a habit tracker. Seeing progress, even just ticking off a box, gives you a mini dopamine hit. Pair habits with things you enjoy. Read with coffee. Exercise with your favorite playlist. Celebrate small wins. Don't wait to hit a huge goal. Celebrate that you showed up. Let's bring it back to Sneha. After a month, she no longer needed the chocolate. The habit became the reward. Her brain had rewired. That's the power of satisfaction. Remember, what is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. So next time you build a habit, ask yourself, how can I make this feel good right now? Because your future depends on what your brain enjoys today. In Chapter 16, we'll explore one of the biggest threats to your progress: how to stay on track when life gets hard. Stay with us, because this next chapter is where real resilience is built. Let's keep going. Your transformation is unfolding.
Chapter 16: How to Stay on Track When Life Gets Hard. Let me take you into the life of Manav, a young architect living in a fast-paced city, chasing deadlines, working overtime, trying to stay fit, journal, meditate, eat clean, you name it. He was building good habits. He was consistent. Until life punched him in the face. His mother fell ill, his workload doubled, his energy crashed. And one by one, his habits disappeared. No workouts, no journaling, No meal prep, just survival mode. Sound familiar? This is where James Clear delivers a truth that hits hard. The most successful people aren't perfect. They're the ones who get back on track quickly. You see, it's not about never falling off track. It's about never staying off track. Manav learned this the hard way. But here's how he rebuilt himself, one small move at a time. He asked himself, what's the minimum version of this habit that I can do even on my worst day? Instead of a 30-minute workout, 5 squats. Instead of journaling a full page, 1 sentence. Instead of cooking a healthy meal, drink a glass of water. That's it. Tiny, ridiculously simple, but it kept the identity alive. James Clear calls this the Goldilocks rule. Not too easy, not too hard, just manageable enough to stay consistent even when the world feels heavy. Because when life gets tough, your brain will want comfort. It will choose what's easy. So give it a version of your habit that feels effortless. And more importantly, forgive yourself. Manav didn't beat himself up for falling off. He focused on returning. That's where strength lives. Not in perfection, but in the comeback. So here's your emotional takeaway. When life gets hard, shrink the habit. When motivation is low, reduce the friction. And when it feels like you've lost your path, remember, showing up in a small way is still showing up. Because progress isn't linear, but your identity, that grows every time you choose to stay in the game. So don't stop here. You're doing something powerful. Keep the momentum. Let's keep growing. Let's keep evolving.
Chapter 17: How an accountability partner can transform your habits. Let me introduce you to Kunal and Ishan, 2 best friends with a common goal: get in shape. Kunal tried going to the gym on his own for months. It worked, for a few days. Then came the excuses: work pressure, late nights, I'll go tomorrow. But when Ishan joined him, something changed. They set a rule: whoever missed a workout owed the other 500 rupees. Simple, brutal, effective. Suddenly, neither of them wanted to be the one who flaked. That's the magic of accountability. James Clear calls this the ultimate habit amplifier. When someone's watching, we raise our standards, not because we fear them, but because we don't want to let them down. You are not just failing yourself, you're failing someone else. Here's why it works. Social expectation is a powerful force. Commitment feels stronger when verbalized. Shame avoidance becomes a motivator, not in a toxic way, but in a way that makes you show up. Want to take this deeper? Use these 3 tools. Accountability partner. Find someone with the same goal. Set shared targets. Check in weekly. Celebrate wins together. Habit contracts. Write it down. Define the behavior, frequency, and consequence. Make it real. Public commitment. Share your goal on social media or in your circle. The more public, the more pressure to follow through. Here's a practical example. Let's say you want to write daily. Tell your partner, if I skip a day, I'll cook dinner for a week. Suddenly, writing becomes cheaper than not writing. The beauty? Over time, you won't need the penalty. The habit becomes identity. But until then, let social pressure work for you. Remember, discipline gets you started. Accountability keeps you going. So here's your challenge. Don't go it alone. Invite someone into your journey. Your success rate will soar. Because when you have to answer to someone else, you start answering to your best self. In Chapter 18, we'll dive into how to recover quickly from setbacks and why bouncing back fast is more important than never falling at all. Keep listening, because every step forward builds the momentum you need for real transformation.
Chapter 18: How to Recover Quickly from Setbacks. Imagine a musician playing a flawless concert, and suddenly a wrong note. The crowd gasps, but the maestro? He doesn't freeze. He flows. He keeps going, and most people forget the mistake. That's what real mastery looks like. Not perfection, but recovery. James Clear tells us the same applies to habits. It's not about never falling. It's about how fast you stand back up. Let me tell you about Samira. She was building a reading habit, 20 minutes a day. She crushed it for 21 days straight. But then, life happened. A late shift, a family emergency. She missed a day. At first, guilt crept in. I ruined my streak, she thought. But then she remembered the golden rule of atomic habits: never miss twice. Samira picked the book up the next day, read 5 pages, and went to bed with pride. See, falling off track isn't the problem. Staying off track is. Our brains love patterns, so when we break a habit, our brain wants to keep breaking it. But if you course correct immediately, you override the spiral. Here's how to recover fast. Accept setbacks as part of the process. Recommit to the identity: I am someone who reads daily. Lower the bar temporarily. Don't aim for a perfect session, just show up. Even 2 push-ups, 1 paragraph, 3 deep breaths count. Recovery isn't about ego, it's about rhythm. Habits are a dance, and sometimes you stumble. What matters is that you keep moving. So when the fall comes, and it will come, don't beat yourself up. Just rise, gently but firmly. That's the real win. Up next, in Chapter 19, we'll explore the invisible forces of culture and tribe and how they can either lift you higher or pull you back. Stick around, because what's around you is silently shaping who you become.
Chapter 19: The Influence of Culture on Your Habits. Let's step into a coffee shop in Tokyo. Everyone enters, bows slightly, and keeps their voices down. Even tourists quickly mirrored the behavior. No signs are needed. The culture silently dictates the code. James Clear calls this the hidden layer of habit formation, social norms, and they are powerful. You see, humans are tribal beings. We crave belonging, and to belong, we adapt. We mimic what's rewarded. We avoid what's frowned upon. One of the deepest human desires is to be accepted by the tribe. So your habits, they don't live in a vacuum. They're shaped by your close friends. You become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Your community, at work, school, or gym, what's normal becomes your default. Your tribe's values, whether it's hustle culture, wellness, or minimalism, shared values drive shared behaviors. Here's a relatable story. Ankit moved to Bangalore for a new tech job. His team went on lunchtime walks every day. At first, he resisted. Too hot, too busy. But soon, he joined in. Not because he was convinced, but because he didn't want to be left out. Now he walks even when he's alone. That's the power of culture. It can pull you toward better habits without you even realizing it. So, how can you use this? Join a tribe where your desired behavior is the norm. Want to run more? Join a runner's club. Want to read more? Start a book group. Surround yourself with people who embody your future self. Their energy will elevate yours. Celebrate wins together.
Positive reinforcement creates a loop you want to stay in. Here's the big takeaway. It's easier to stick to good habits when they align with the culture around you. So ask yourself, who are you around? What do they value? What do they normalize? Because culture isn't just something you consume, it's something you become. Up next, in Chapter 20, The Secret to Results That Last, we'll explore how to go beyond habits and create identity-driven transformation that sticks for life. You won't want to miss the final chapter of this life-changing journey. Stick around, we're almost there.
Chapter 20. The Secret to Results That Last. Let's end this journey with a story that sums up everything we've learned. A sculptor was once asked, "How do you carve an elephant from a block of stone?" He smiled and said, "Simple. I just chip away everything that's not the elephant." That's the magic of atomic habits. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about revealing who you were meant to be all along. James Clear calls this identity-based habit formation. When habits are tied to identity, they become part of you. Not something you do, but something you are. So instead of chasing goals like lose 10 pounds or read 20 books, focus on who you want to become. I am someone who honors their body. I am a reader. I am disciplined. Why does this matter? Because results come and go, but identity stays. You won't stick with a habit that clashes with your identity, but if a habit reinforces who you believe you are, it lasts. Here's the closing message. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And your systems are a reflection of your identity. So build identity first. Build habits that align with your values. Chip away at the parts that no longer serve you. And slowly, patiently, powerfully, become the person you were always meant to be. This isn't the end. It's your beginning. Thank you for listening to Atomic Habits, the audiobook summary, presented by the Compressed Library. If this journey moved you, inspired you, or taught you something valuable, share it. Let it ripple. Because change doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen daily. One tiny habit at a time.